So aren't you glad to meet me? I think you should, I'd be glad to meet me. If I were you, aren't you glad to meet me? I think you should.
Hey guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're spilling tea and getting ready. I asked you guys on my Instagram stories if you had any questions / assumptions you wanted me to answer in a get ready with me, because I love doing these kind of chatty, sit down. But first and foremost, I just want to thank you guys for 15,000 subscribers. We hit 15,000 sometime last week and I cried. If you want to see how I created this face, if you want to hear all the tea you need to know about me, keep watching, enjoy. Let's get this show on the road. I already did my skin prep because I suck at my job. I'm gonna start off with lip balm because when I am sick, which I currently am right now if you couldn't tell by my frog voice, for some reason my lips get really dry. I don't really know what that is. Maybe I'll find out at some point. I'm using the Fresh Sugar Peach Lip Balm right now. It really does not taste like peaches, but it's a really good formula. I've always liked Fresh's lip products, but I was super excited for this one because I love peaches and cream, and this was supposed to taste like that, and it doesn't. It just tastes like lightly fragrant wax. So just gonna go ahead and start off with some primer. I'm gonna use the Milk Hydro Grip primer today. I'm getting kind of paranoid because I've been using this quite a bit lately, and I haven't noticed this breaking me out, but everyone else seems to be noticing it breaking them out, so I don't really know. I'm gonna keep using this one, and if any hint of acne starts to come back, I will stop using it because my skin's been doing very well lately. God bless. For the first question / assumption, I want to start with the most tea-filled one. And it's actually kind of funny that I'm getting this one after hitting a big subscriber milestone, but it's, would you ever quit YouTube? Melma Harjan, I'm sorry if I butcher anyone's name in this video, asked, would you ever trade in a traditional job to be an influencer or to be a YouTube / Instagram influencer? That's a really good question. Let me cake my face. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the CYO Life Proof Foundation. I have the shade 101, which is not a good shade match for me. It's very gray. I'm going to be mixing in some e.l.f. mix to match shade adjusting drops. These are really good. I feel like they don't alter the formula, but they just really get it to my actual shade match, which I appreciate. My answer to that is a complicated no, I guess. I don't think I would ever quit like a traditional job or what I'm planning to do in my career ever to become a full-time influencer. I do think that being an influencer is a real job. I hate that people like talk down about it and act like it's not a real job because it does take a lot of work. And trying to both pursue my education and do this as my part-time, it's a lot to juggle sometimes, but I do try and treat it as a real job and try and treat it as something I do both as an enjoyment. Also, I try and approach it as professionally as possible. Okay. That's just the thing. It's something I enjoy doing, and I love having this space that I can express myself creatively in, and I feel like if I ever started to do that as a full-time job, I would lose that sense of this being something that I do for fun, which again, I'm not saying that all full-time influencers don't find their job fun anymore. I don't know if it makes sense. It's 8 in the morning. I'm tired. But even beyond that, I'm really excited about my future career. I cannot wait to one day be a doctor. I think that's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be one of the most rewarding things. To give that up would be really hard on me. So I don't think I would ever become a full-time influencer, but I really want to continue doing this as long as I possibly can. I think that answers both aspects of the question. No, I would not ever drop a traditional job to become a full-time influencer, but I'm not planning on quitting anytime soon. It is a lot of work, it is a big drain on time, and I may have to scale it back further I get into my degree, but like I found so many amazing people through it, and I'm just so grateful for this. So while things could definitely change in the future, and I'm not making any promises right now, I'm here to stay. So sorry about that. I just shared my review of this one, and I think it's really gorgeous. Of course, I do think the shade range could use some work, but I love how this looks lightly radiant on the skin. It's not too overpoweringly dewy. It's just this perfect, like, lifelike foundation on the skin, and I feel dead today. Before I continue on with concealer, I'm going to go on to the next question. Carla Sophia 96 asks, do you ever go to a dermatologist / esthetician because your skin looks bomb? Thanks. I will answer that as I do my concealer. Today I'm going to be using the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I have not used this before this video, so I normally hate doing first impressions on camera, but I figured why not. This is in the shade Fair Warm, and it looks really pale, so I'm kind of concerned. Wipe some on. Oh my god. Yeah, that's really pale. I guess we're just going for a really highlighted under eyes look today. I'm gonna have to go in with a darker concealer just to spot conceal because this is just going on the under eyes. First of all, I want to thank everyone for being so supportive over my skincare journey, because besides my nose and my chest, it's probably one of the things I'm I've been most insecure about. I love my dermatologist. Her name is Dr. Heidi. She's the best ever. And I did go to her a couple times. We tried out doing a prescription like retinol. I wasn't gonna go on Accutane just because it wasn't that serious. I felt like everything that I tried, it would work for like 2 weeks. I'd see really good results, and then it would just, my skin would adapt and it would go back to being shit. So honestly, I just kind of started trying out things on my own. One of the channels that really helped me was Beauty Within. They do really, really good skincare, just like basic routines. They tell you what kind of ingredients to pair with each other. I tried to learn the chemistry behind each of the ingredients that I was putting on my face and really try and formulate my own thing that would work for me on its own. And I discovered that I have very dehydrated skin, and B, I have very sensitive skin. So I kind of just started playing around with ingredients. I tried to hydrate my skin first of all and really repair my skin barrier. Most of clearing out my skin I did go about on my own. Every now and then I would check in with my dermatologist just to check on, like, see if my skin was actually healthy or if I needed to be doing anything. But most of it was just kind of educating myself on ingredients, like looking at it from a more scientific perspective. And I think the best compliments to give people are in areas that they previously felt insecure about. So whenever I get a compliment about my skin that's genuine, it's the good kush. I'm gonna go ahead and set that concealer in immediately with the Fenty Beauty lavender powder. Concealer was a little bit hard to blend. I'm gonna try and do the method where I put it onto my hand first and then pick it up with a beauty blender, because that I feel like really helps with Tarte Shape Tape. But I just wanted to try it how I normally apply concealer, which is just directly off the doe-footed applicator. Definitely gonna have very bright under eyes today, that's for sure. For contour today, I'm just gonna use my Jordana Sculpt and Glow Creamy Contour Stick. And the next question I wanted to answer was from Olivia Melton. She asked, what is your favorite drugstore brand, high-end, and luxury? Drugstore brand is ColourPop drugstore. I think ColourPop is drugstore in my ColourPop is drugstore in my eyes, even though you can't necessarily get them at the drugstore. I just think they're the best affordable makeup brand. I think ColourPop truly does create products that perform at the high-end caliber. They're probably the most reliable to me, and they usually just have some new releases that are hot and cute. In terms of high-end, I just have a strange attachment to Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think most people in the beauty space do. Even though I'm not on their PR list, I have such a deep appreciation for what they do for smaller influencers. I would love to be on their PR list someday, but that's just a dream. Regardless, I think that they're really pushing the standards of what beauty companies should be doing in the beauty space. And I think they've really just created some awesome products. I'm kind of a hoe for whatever they release. I love picking up their newest releases, and Anastasia is just a brand I'm really loyal to. And then for luxury brands, Charlotte Tilbury, hands down, which is kind of funny because I'm holding a Marc Jacobs thing right now, which is my other favorite, but I don't know, something about the aesthetic of this just really takes me there. I think Hourglass would probably fall in there as well, but Charlotte Tilbury, I've never tried a product from them that I didn't like besides their eyeshadow palettes. So in terms of like consistency and just general vibe, Charlotte kills me every time. I'm gonna set my face using the Hourglass Veil Powder. This is kind of the only thing I've been using all over my face lately besides the Charlotte Tilbury one. Loose powders just have not been vibing with me lately, so I'm going for like a nice soft but like set in but not too matte face. Okay. While I do that, I'm gonna answer the assumption from Olivia Hot Boys. I like that name. Assumption, your parents are pretty wealthy. Whew. Let me just preface this by saying this is probably the last time you'll ever hear me talk about this, because it's not really a topic I'm super comfortable talking about, but I still want to just address it, I guess, because I feel like there's a lot of assumptions. No, actually, my parents are not wealthy at all. My father grew up poor, my mother grew up middle class. My father's been a stay-at-home dad, and he raised me and my sister, which I'm so grateful for, while my mother worked and continues to work so hard tirelessly just to support us. I was able to find a way to support myself in a way, I guess. In middle school, I started a fashion blog, which I was super passionate about, I guess, and I was able to monetize that, and I started selling my clothes secondhand, and through that I was able to build up a closet of things I really liked, buy designer goods for really low prices secondhand, invest and kind of grow a little side business from there, and also give back to my family a little bit. So I think that experience of having to work for things has been a really valuable experience, because everything I have I truly appreciate. I know I'm so lucky to have been able to work for that when people start off disadvantaged and don't even have the opportunity to work for that. Anytime I treat myself to something, it's because I saved up for that and I worked hard for it. So no, my parents are not wealthy, but they are possibly the most wealthy people in terms of heart and love, and I'm so grateful for them. And I'm gonna cry now, so I'm gonna stop answering this question. All right, I clipped my hair back because I was getting hot, sweaty, and emotional. Anyways, Thino H. Rihanna I hope I pronounced that correctly, asked, what made you decide to become a doctor? The question I've been asking myself for the past 6 months. For bronzer today, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker bronzer in the shade Shady Biz. I probably shouldn't have picked this question because I'm probably going to get emotional again. But my initial realization that I wanted to pursue medicine was when my grandmother was diagnosed with dementia. My grandfather is a retired oral surgeon, and when my grandma, his wife, started having symptoms of dementia, he took an approach that I can only really describe as integritous, I guess. Treated her with this love that you would expect any spouse to treat their spouse with, but also professionalism and this kind of realism that a doctor would have. I've talked with him so much about the field and where it's going and how it's something that I think would be a really rewarding moral thing to do with my life, and at this point I can't imagine not pursuing that. So that was when I knew I wanted to be a doctor, and then I think I'm going to answer somebody else's question, which is, what would you like to specialize in? I want to be an ETN specialist, and that comes from Emiliana Gorska, but in large part because of my grandmother, and just talking to my grandfather and talking to my mother, I decided that I'm really interested in becoming a neurosurgeon, possibly having something to do in that field, as well as possibly engaging in like neurological research, particularly in the realm of degenerative neurological disease. I honestly can't think of a better way to spend my life, and I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm so prepared for that and so ready for that. The future is so terrifying to me, and as somebody who's very type A, I get terrified whenever things start to change, and I'm at a point in my life where everything is changing right now. I am so scared, but I have confidence that this is the right thing, I guess, and that's kind of what's keeping me through this, is knowing that it'll be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end yet. So that was the sappiest thing I've ever said in my life. For blush today, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Cosmetics primer infused blushes. Jay Kissa has been raving about these. I picked up the shade Always Spicy. I actually picked up a bunch of new releases from e.l.f. that I'm planning on doing a review on sometime soon. There we go. A beautiful, like, dark, spicy shade. It looks pretty dark, but I'm going to go in with a lighter hand just to apply this all over my cheeks. Jade the Moonchild asks, what's your MBTI personality type? My MBTI type, and it has been this for the past 2 years, is an ENTJ. Very leadership-oriented, group facilitating type of person. Very type A, extroverted to an extent, but also just very, like, there's a plan, let's stick to it, let's lead people, let's make things happen. So I'm fluffing this blush up across my cheeks using a really fluffy brush just to get it diffused all the way. I like this kind of like warm, spicy. Sorry, I think you guys just witnessed me having like an actual aneurysm. Look all over my face. And I understand that the field of psychology doesn't necessarily deem the Myers-Briggs test the most accurate in terms of assessing people's personality, but for me, my MBTI analysis really, really does fit me to a T. Yeah, if you've taken the MBTI, please let me know what your personality type is in the comments because I would love to know. I just think it's such an interesting thing. I thought I was gonna actually be pursuing psychology for a while, so I am very passionate about the subject, and even though it's not what I'm gonna be majoring in, I'm super excited. I just think it's something everyone should know, how other people's minds work, and I think that's really the key to understanding other people. Now today I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel. I saw Anastasia herself in the flesh, our queen and goddess, using this on her Instagram, I believe, or Instagram stories, but she used it in a way that I thought was very interesting. Basically, she took it, the wand, and took all the product and put it onto her hand, and basically made sure that her wand was almost completely bare of product, and then use that on the eyebrows. I put pretty much all the dip brow gel onto my hand, and I'm just gonna take whatever is left on that brush and spool it through. And she says she uses this just to get the actual like kind of fill of the brow hairs going on, and then she'll go in with whatever she used on her hand and use that as like a dip brow pomade to fill in the brows, which I thought was, first of all, not wasteful at all. I'm gonna take my angled brush and just go ahead and use this as I would like a dip brow pomade. Alright, that is one brow with the dip brow stuff. I feel like it looks really nice, like kind of vaguely like feathery, fluffy brow, but not too aggressive. And it's not like that block brow either. James Charles is shaking. Alright, those are the eyebrows. I love them. Eyebrows on fleek. The fuck? I think that's a really cool technique. I did end up wasting a bit on my hand because there's no way you can really use all that was on the wand. But I think it's a really, really approachable way of using this product. And I feel like because it's a brow gel, it's gonna hold my brows in this position and place all day long. I go ahead and prime my eyelids using the P. Louise
Just kidding.
In the Makeup Revolution Cut to Crease canvas. And Michaela Elise asks an eyeshadow related question. If you could use only one rainbow palette for the rest of your life, which would you choose? I'm gonna give you guys a chance to guess this one before I answer it. So 1, 2, 3. Place your guesses. The clear and obvious answer is the James Charles Morphe palette. I think it's thebomb.com. I use it whenever I want a good colorful shade or whenever I just want something I know is going to be a good eye look. And I think it is the best rainbow palette. So that would be my #1 choice. However, it's not what I'm using today. I'm going to be using the Sosu and Kaylee Emiway Urban Bible palette, which I just reviewed. I want to do an eye look with this one because it's beautiful. I'm gonna do a vaguely warm tone smoky eye, but I'm gonna try and incorporate some like fun twists of color pop in there. Not color pop a brand, colors as in colors popping.
I am so powerful. My mind.
Tay Weideman asks, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Does anyone come up to you in public and recognize you? I'll answer the second part of that first. I've never been approached in public by somebody who like watches my channel and I don't know. The only people who've like approached me in public have been like classmates who watch my channel, but that's different. I don't have a huge following, so I don't think that's as common for me, but maybe as my channel grows that might happen more, which I'm down for. I just hope I'm not too awkward if you ever meet me in person. By the way, I'm taking the Sage Savior and placing that onto the inner part of my crease. Oh yeah, never been approached in public. In terms of where do I see myself in 5 years? Med school, pursuing my MD, hopefully in a stable relationship. Obviously not having kids, but hopefully like a dog. Next, I'm gonna dip into the shade Sacred Fire. I really don't know what I'm doing with this eye look. I'm kind of just looking at colors I wanna use and putting them onto my face. I'm just gonna blend that into the shade Savior, which we just used. Sobia X Hussein asks, how can I become more confident wearing bright colors regularly? Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm the best person to answer this question because I don't really wear bright colors regularly. The makeup looks you see on my Instagram, which I've actually been making an effort to post more of my like more everyday minimal-ish makeup looks because I love showing what I actually do wear on a daily basis, and a lot of people and you guys seem to be liking them, I guess. Not that I'm like embarrassed to go out in bright makeup or anything, which I think is, I think bright makeup is fun and stuff, but just like, I feel really bold and creative when I'm wearing a lot of colorful eyeshadow, but I feel more like pretty, I guess, when I'm wearing just like more natural-ish makeup. But I've been trying to incorporate like little pops of color into my more natural makeup looks, so you probably see me doing like a bright inner corner with a neutral eye look. That's one of my favorite ways to kind of incorporate color into what I'm doing. Same with like bright colored eyeliner. I'll do like a neutral eye look and then pop a colorful eyeliner onto the lower lash line. That's really fun. Or even just doing like a neutral brown crease and then popping like a bright pink shimmer on the lid or something like that. By the way, what I just did was I took Unruly on a very, very small detail brush and I just kind of fluffed it out into the outer corner and winged it. I look crazy right now, but it'll come together, hopefully. It's all about easing yourself into it, and that's really with anything. Just finding your comfort zone, pushing it gradually, and just getting there step by step. All right, in true me fashion, I did the other eye off camera, and just to figure out what I was doing, Kana K.M asks, how are you doing with your anxiety, especially with work and school? Love you, by the way. Love you too. Woo! Deep questions here. I have this shade here called Chaos. It's a green-red duochrome, and it makes me feel things. Honestly, I've actually been doing pretty well with my anxiety. The last attack I had was in December, so I kind of feel like I'm overdue for one. Really well right now. I'm at a place in my life where, yes, I'm terrified and stressed at all times, but also I feel like I have a good handle on everything. I feel like I'm in control of most of my situations, and even though there's uncertainty, there's not really fear. So I'm doing very well, but thank you so much for asking because that means a lot. Look at that shade though. Like, can we just appreciate that? Grab a bit of the shade Unruly once again and use that to blend in the shimmer. All right, now I'm just gonna take a bit of Unruly, fluff that onto the lower lash line. All right. I like it. I really, really like, okay, yeah, I like that. Final question I wanted to answer is from Connie. What you thought you'd love as an influencer, but you don't.
That's tea, actually.
Well, there's several things, so I'm gonna elaborate on all of them. I'm gonna use the Kevinic One Expert Mascara. First, I wanted to say, I guess, like, the attention, which, like, yeah, I signed up for it, but also, and most people are chill about it. Most people understand boundaries, but some don't, and some think that they're, just because your life is on the internet, they're entitled to certain details about you, which I I'm very private about certain things, like my schooling and my relationships, which, by the way, if you'd asked me if I was single a week ago, the answer would have been no. But this weekend. I really like this mascara for volume. It kind of reminds me of the Kush mascara. However, it's not the best for length, so it's not my holy grail mascara, but I really do think it's nice for getting a very good, like, blackened look. Blackened and kind of fluffy look. Gonna throw on some makeup shack lashes in the style Eye Popping. Else I really don't enjoy is, I guess, the kind of pressure to keep a consistent upload schedule for people who are non-full-time beauty influencers. So when my channel was smaller, I think I uploaded maybe like once a week, and that was good and easy for me to do. As you grow, just maintaining a more consistent uploading schedule, which means multiple times per week, is really integral to keeping your channel healthy. I love creating content so much, but also it can become stressful sometimes, and for something that's supposed to be a creative outlet, that can be a little bit just like a lot. So those are the two main things I can think of, but overall those are tiny minor things that don't even encompass how grateful I am for this entire platform. The e.l.f. Metallic Flare Highlighter in the shade White Gold. I've been testing this one out. I think it's a dupe for something that's very, very popular, but I'm gonna still continue to use this one. I think this is a really beautiful, like, baked gelée formula, and whew, that's so, so nice. I love buffing these kinds of highlighters in with, like, circular motions. I feel like it really gets all the product off the brush and just creates this nice glazed effect. And to close it off, does pineapple belong on pizza? Yes, fight me. For lips today, I think I'm gonna go in with Flesh 3 by Pat McGrath. Alright, that is the completed look, and that is all the tea I'm gonna spill today. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed just chilling with me. Make sure you are subscribed down below, and also follow me on Instagram to see makeup looks like this posted semi-regularly. Thank you so much again for 15,000. I can't even believe how lucky I am, and if you made it to the very end of this video, you get the bonus meme. Love you. Bye.